suck. Oh. Best coal mine ever in PA. I know this is not a wrestling stream. Well, this is a history stream. It's a history stream for Hades. This thing shut down in 1972. Look at that. All coal. All coal mine. You know what I'm saying? How this thing's still operating? For tourists. Aventures won't do this. Sheriff won't do this. Hell, even Bruce won't do this. I will do this. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that thing! Look at that! The gold, the coal mine. Everything's like black. You see all that grit, cold, ugly, fun. The electricity system was installed in, I don't know, 1831. No, 1930. This thing had electricity. And this thing was a big history. Yeah. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, look at that. Here he comes. Big history. Oh my God, my dude. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at the sound of laughter. Look at the sound of this. Oh my experience of it all. It's so cold, my dude. So fucking cold. Look at how deep we're in already. I'm wearing shorts and I'm cold. That's fun. Well, if you want to be cold in the summer, then this is for you. Damn. Put the jacket on. It's so cold. Look at that. Yeah, my goodness. We're up, my dude. From the cold of the mind, my dude. Whoa!
We're gonna get out and see Leatherface.
What?
We're gonna get out, my
Why
dude.
aren't we going in a pool, Mommy?
We're not there yet.
The pool.
They didn't care about laying these tracks straight, did they?
Folks here in
Why
Stanford,
can't we get out,
I'm
Mom?
letting you all out. Please watch those heads. Make sure you have everything with
We
you.
like
And
it.
you're making a right-hand turn out here, folks. And you're going to be gathering up down over here. Have they killed each other yet? I'm afraid. Maybe they're still being
Oh, look at this, my dude.
Well, Dave and Izzy went somewhere.
No, they're still here.
Really? They didn't leave? Oh, okay. That's surprising.
Is he still sitting on the computer? Dave's doing something outside.
Look at this. Oh my God.
Okay, well, at least they haven't killed each other yet.
Look at this.
I gotta have a talk with Heather about that because we're gonna have to go right.
R.I.P. my dude.
Dave's not.
Wow. Walk the rest of the way, imagine.
Have a chat. Have a little chat about
It's
that.
pretty fun.
Yeah, good. Watch the sun coming out.
It's pretty cool.
Right on over.
Watch your head there, sir.
Watch him get in, folks.
That tall.
Look at that.
You have to watch where you're walking.
Look at this. Oh. Look how amazing it is. It's God's creation. Not even God's creation. Allahu Akbar. Wow. Oh. Oh. Look at damn it, I wanted to sing the Halo theme song in here. But look at this. Look at this. Oh, I gotta stay with my group.
Alright, folks, so about to get going.
Horses. Pretty cool. Is this for Tauruses? Look at this. Look at that. Damn, my dude. Look at that.
Most of this is the original rail.
Well, since I haven't recorded a video in weeks, I was about to say, roll my video. Look at that. It's worse than FRJ's creation.
Yeah. No
Oh my God.
service whatsoever.
Not down here.
Nope. We thought about running Wi-Fi, but we said nah.
Imagine running Wi-Fi down here would have been pretty cool.
Alright. So, the area that we're standing in now is known as the staging area.
Ooh.
After the coal was mined, piled into coal cars, they were brought here, hooked up to mules, and the mules will then take them out across the streets and break their limit. 8 mules can take 35 coal cars. At the time, they were 8-ton coal cars.
Ooh.
That's a smaller one that you see here.
Ooh.
As we get further down, you'll be able to see one of the 8-ton cars. Now, what we're standing under is not coal. That is self-stabilized ground. Are you guys ready to work there?
Yeah. I'm ready to light this thing up, guys.
Right.
Best coal mine ever in the whole US.
We got a little gadget called the Go Devil.
Ooh. Go Devil. It's part of history.
Now, as we're walking along here, I want you to remember the lights that you see were not in here. The gravel that we're walking on also was not in here. It was dark and it was muddy.
Ooh.
And it smelled like mule shit.
No, it didn't. Because the little boys that walked around with the mules had to clean it up.
Damn.
It smelled like human. Yes.
Ew.
I know someone's going to ask, where did they go to the bathroom? Well, if you look down, you're standing in it.
Wow.
Oh.
Go devil.
Yes.
Go Devil.
That is the Go Devil.
Wow.
Now, back in the day, a devil would be something that you can throw something out and go out, retrieve it, bring it back. So they call this the Go Devil. Now, before we start on the Go Devil, behind you is one of our veins. The veins run east to west. They start at Jim Thorpe and go as far as Harrisburg. Yes. Over 60 miles. Lost train of thought. Okay. And above your head, you'll see some steel work. That was done in the 30s. Anywhere you see steel or timber, there either was or still is coal. As we make our way around and come back through this vein, we'll be able to look at some coal that's up in the ceiling still. Now, this Go Devil. This Go Devil sat between the tracks on a smaller set of tracks. As the coal cars came out of the shaft or they were done being filled here in the veins, as you see here on the front, the Go Devil would come up behind the coal cars and they would push them down to the staging area so they can get outside and get back in a little bit quicker. There was a guy in here operating this all day because it was on a pulley system. It was steam driven until the early 1930s.
So that machine wasn't actually in this place. It was
out here on the track running all day long. Yep. There's more than one. Down by the mule, once we get down there, behind that cart, there's another one. And they're on each level. This mine consists of 4.5 levels. We are on the first level.
Woo!
There are 3.5 below us. Now, in 1972, when this all shut down, this was all underwater. They stopped pumping water out of here, so it kind of flooded out. As we're walking along, you'll see orange lines on the wall. That's how deep the water was here. The closer we get to the entrance, the higher it was. So we're going to move down here a little bit and talk about the underground shaft. If there's any questions along the way, feel free to ask.
Were there any accidents down here?
Yes. Many accidents down here.
Woo.
Many fatalities down here.
Damn.
How young were the women?
Look at that, dude.
Jason, baby.
How old are you? Oh, you're just a year too young. How old are you? You'd be over at the breaker plant or walking around with the mules.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. In a year, you'd be over here too. Yep. Can anybody guess what this is? But it's an old school elevator. Yes. As you see at the top here, there's those two steel cables. Those two steel cables run 250 feet up to the surface. They ran to an engine house. There was a guy up there operating that all day long. Also, there was a guy on each level ringing a bell to let him know which level the shaft was going to. Now, as we move along this tour, you'll see small rooms as this one. They were maintenance rooms, electrical rooms, storage rooms. But in the morning, the foreman would be here to check everybody in. Let them know which level they're going to, which chute they're working in. But he was never in here all day long. He walked around, made sure everybody was doing their job. Production of coal was up. And at the end of the shift, he'd be back here to make sure everybody made it out safe. Now, when the miners came in the morning, as you see on the shaft on the left there's these little handles. After being told which level they would go to, they would climb on, hold on, and they would get dropped down to the levels they were working on.
Oh, so they would hang from it.
Just hold on, enjoy the ride. There was a gentleman that came in about a month ago, 92 years old, retired from the mine. He said that when new guys came in, they rang the bell a couple more times. And the guy in the engine house would drop it just a little bit faster, just to see how the new guy would react. I wouldn't want to be the new guy. As you see, there isn't much protection in this shaft. A little steel across the top and a little bar across the front. That was it. A lot of the miners were short. A lot of them. As you see, if something came tumbling down, they would hope and pray that the steel did its job. There were fatalities in the shaft. Now, as I mentioned before, there was 4.5 levels here. It was all underwater. In the early 90s, when they decided to reopen this for tours, we pumped out the first and most of the second level. We're going to take a walk around the side here where you're going to be able to look down 250 feet to the second level, which still has some water.
Is this original or you guys put this?
We put this in.
So in the 90s, they opened this up for tourists.
Don't be afraid to lean over. It's not going anywhere. You got to look all the way out here.
Do you think we could get this
stand on that wood
operational or
right
no?
No. That's 250 feet down. Yeah.
How far is the fourth level?
2, 4, 6, about 800 and 900 feet down.
Damn.
This mine has over 1,000 feet in it.
Damn.
Yeah, you got to kind of lean over, but look straight down. You'll see that water.
Goodness.
I'm gonna come back here at night when no one's here.
Ooh, imagine.
Just be careful.
Danger high voltage. Ooh,
Yes.
That's cool.
There's no more high voltage in there, though.
What do you think, Jason? You want to work here?
No? Yeah, we have fun down here, man. You never get hot. If you do, just stop and stand still. And you'll cool down right away.
I would love to work down here back then.
Now, this was known as the transfer table. Before I do that 8-ton coal car we were talking about, there it is.
Wow.
8 mules take 35 of these.
Wait, 35 connected together?
Mm-hmm. 8 mules.
Hold on.
Yep.
Wonder what the animal activists would say about that today.
Nowadays, there'd
Worry about the penguins and all
be
that
some issues. But yeah, this is the transfer table. Depending on where the coal cars were going, there was a guy in here operating this also. It was on a pulley system. As you see here, the rails are not connected. So depending if they were going down to another level to get filled, he would have to slide this table to the right. And as you see in this shaft here on the right side, there's the locks on the floor for the axle, so the coal car doesn't go anywhere. He'd then slide the car in, send it down. Also what he had to do, the guy in the engine house could not line these up perfect if he wanted to. So he would have to stop what he's doing here, run across, scream up for him to slow down, and then there used to be a lever over there that locked it into place. He'd have to do that, rush back over here to get back on the transfer table.
Wow.
Yes. Above your head, you'll see some piping. That piping was used for the steam and compressed air. Now, most of this was driven by hand. Pickaxes, chisels, hammers. I don't know about you, but I don't trust the guy behind me with the hammer. But after the later years, when the steam came in and compressed air, they started using drills as this one here. Now, in the morning, when they came in, it was predetermined of where they were going to drill and where they were going to blast. The miners would then come in, start drilling, pack it with powder, check the area, make sure nobody's around, and then blast. Then they would wait a few minutes. They'd take the lantern off their head, and they'd grab, I didn't bring mine. They'd grab a lantern, kinda. It's called Davy's lamp. Davy's lamp would check for gases. Methane gas, things like that. If there was gas where they were blasting, they'd have to put up a tarp, like that one, close off the area, and let the fans force the gas out. You could not continue working until all the gas was gone. Once the gas was gone, you go in and you do it all over again. It was a repeat process all day long. Now, there's this little kid down here. He's been waiting eagerly to talk to us. So we're going to move down here. On the left side, you'll see the pulley system still in place from the Go Devil.
Oh, here's the crazy part, my dude. Oh my God.
Hey, dude. Oh, God.
Oh, fuck, my dudes.
Is there an Anthony in this group? Anthony? No, he's not in this group. He might be in the next one. Go find him. So, these little boys started between the ages of 6 and 8 years old. They were either in the breaker plant across the street, or they were walking around with the mules. In the breaker plant, they would be standing on top of a conveyor belt, hand washing the coal, getting rid of slate, getting rid of dirt, rocks, anything that wasn't coal. Then they would be putting the coal through 9 different sizes of screens, and then the coal would be sent out for distribution. Now these boys walking around with the mules had a satchel on their side. Anytime the mule went to the bathroom, they had to clean it up. Why? That smaller coal car we saw when we came in, when their bag got full, they dumped it in there. And then the company would sell it to farmers. The coal company was always about an extra $1.
Woo!
Now, the coal company owned the homes, all the stores. The town was basically built around the mine.
How many employees?
Yeah.
On a daily basis, about 300.
Ever got to 1,000 employees?
What was that?
Ever got into 1,000 employees?
Yeah. At the end of the week, when they got paid, they basically owed the company. Miners had to buy their own materials. They had to buy their own powder. When they worked in the chutes, they had to buy their own wood. So it was kind of hard. You were basically working to live. These little kids walked around with these mules. They got paid 5 cents an hour. 5 cents. That's it. 5 cents an hour. As you see on his head here, they didn't have these nice hard hats. They had canvas hats. This is all, just a canvas hat. If something fell, hit you in the head, you were done for. They didn't have these nice bright LEDs with a battery to recharge. They had a little lantern that ran off of whale oil. That would burn all day long unless you caught one of these minor drips of water. Or you caught a breeze through a blast. But this is all they had all day long. Now, on your left, you will see another vein. As you see here, this vein is a lot smaller than the vein we saw when we started. It all depends on how much coal is between the rock. So you're right, there is the mule way. These little boys would have to take these mules down the mule way to the different levels. All right, we're going to talk about the mule way for a second. So I walked the mule way down to the second level. I got to the second level and I was really tired. Then I realized I had to come back up. It's really slippery, it's really steep, it's really narrow. These little kids are walking with 1,300-pound mules. If a mule was to slip and fall, there's nowhere for the kid to move. So they're doing all this, 4 levels, all day long, for 5 cents an hour. I felt bad for them kids. Really good. We're going to take a small walk through this vein here. Now, at the end of it, on the right-hand side, there's Mr. Tree. Mr. Tree will look at you weird, but he won't say much. If he says something, just follow me, because I'm going to start running. Watch your heads walking through here. Kids, please don't touch the walls. If you do, you know what you're going to get. Black hand.
Black hand.
Please watch your heads walking through here.
Yo, look at this.
Hello, Mr. Tree.
These walls look nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Hello.
Mr. Tree didn't even phase you guys, huh?
Oh, there it is.
Yep, right there. So, where we are, watch your head there, big guy. Oh, yeah. I know you couldn't walk underneath that one. Come over here, Rob. So, where I am standing now, this is one of the chutes they used to work in. Now, I don't know about you, but you got to show up to your shift at 5 in the morning. At 5 in the morning, you were not walking into the mine, you were at your post at 5 in the morning. You checked in with the foreman already. You didn't grab your little bit of materials and you came to your post. You're here. Coal miner comes in, he meets up with his laborer. They're then going to grab all their material, their timber, their powder, their drills, their chisels, all that good stuff, and they're going to head up here. Now, the miner will then go up, he'll drill, he'll pack up with powder, he'll clear it out, scream fire, fire, fire in all directions, wait a couple seconds and blast. Then he'll take that little lantern off his head, same thing back there, and go up and check for gas. After he clears it, the laborer will then go up and start removing, nope, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. He'll take some timbers up and he'll add on to the chute all the way up.
Crazy.
So he can drop the coal down. Now, right about here is a piece of wood that they call the battery. The battery stopped the coal from coming all the way down. We'll let them get a nice amount in there. Then the laborer would come down. There'd be a coal car at the bottom. He'd remove that battery and fill up that coal car. Now, once the coal car was full, he'd replace the battery. And they'd do it all over again. Now, I'm going to let you guys get in here and go ahead and take a look. This one goes up about 200 feet. Now, while you're looking, I want you to remember you're going up here with wood, you're carrying your powder, you're carrying all your tools at 5 o'clock in the morning. And you're climbing up this. Now, this isn't the worst one. We're going to see one that's a little different, and that'll kind of really change your mind. So you guys can go ahead, take a look, take pictures, do whatever you want. Now, while you're doing that, is anyone here in the healthcare field?
Look at that, my dudes.
You're not going to like the next part. We're getting ready to go to the hospital.
Still call the hospital.
Yes, it's a little hospital. There's not much left in it nowadays.
And what they call the hospital, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn. Got some old history assist right here. Look at that.
For extra $50, I'll take you up there.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Back in the day. Way back in the day. No, we're talking about maybe 1800. Ow! Look at this. Way better than FRJ Productions and shit. Look at that. Look at that. Some of them work 24 hours, right? 24/7?
No.
Come on, that would have been dope back in the day.
No. 10-hour shift.
Oh, day and night?
5 days a week or 6?
6.
It should have been 7 days a week back in the day.
Only time it ran 24 hours, 7 days a week was during World War II.
Oh, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I heard that, guys. Oh, your man Steve over there. Ah.
Go right this way.
Oh, God. Look. Hospital. Woo. It's a hospital, my dudes. Oh, God.
That's the doctor. Anybody want to see that doctor?
Look at the doctors back in the 30s, my dudes. Yeah.
That's the doctor.
The dude with the head? Yo, that part is mad scary down there. Yeah, that part is mad scary down there.
All right. I'd like to welcome you all to the Dr. Young Memorial Hospital. No, there was no Dr. Young. There was a coal miner who was taught a little bit more in first aid. So, you came into the mine in the morning, you start climbing up your chute, you're in there drilling, blasting, something falls down, knocks you down, you break a leg, you break an arm. They would bring you here. Here, that coal miner will then bandage you up, he'd give you a shot of whiskey, and sit you off to the side till the end of the shift. Now, you've only been in here about 2 hours, so now you gotta sit here 8 hours. After that 8 hours is up, they'll load you up to onto a flat car. That flat car will then take you outside of the mine. Outside of the mine will be a horse and buggy. That horse and buggy will then take you over 60 miles away to Ashland, PA. Horse and buggy. Hours. And that's a bumpy, painful ride. Now, until later in the years, they built the hospital in Pottsville. And then now we have St. Luke's Coal Miners Memorial Hospital just a mile and a half up the road here. Now, if you died in the mine, they brought you here, laid you off to the side till the end of the shift. At the end of the shift, they would do the same thing, load you on that flat car, take you outside the mine. Now, outside the mine, they will load that body into a wicker basket. They'll cover it up, and they'll write a note. Then they'll put it in that horse and buggy, and that horse and buggy will take you to the home. They'll drop off the basket, knock on the door, and walk away.
Yeah.
You open the door, there's a basket with a note. You pick up the note, it states, you have 48 hours to grieve. After that 48 hours, you must send someone to replace the deceased. If you do not, pack your stuff, get out.
What's that?
Yeah, just pack your stuff, gotta go. If you miss work because you were sick, no heads up, they just show up, pick you up out of bed, sit you outside, wrap your little belongings, rest of your family, put them outside, move the new family in.
Man, I almost been a half
There was
hour.
always a family looking for work. There was a lot of families from different countries that came over to seek asylum here in the U.S., and the mines were the easiest place to get work. There was always lines out the door.
3 minutes. No shit.
I didn't believe the whole wicker basket note thing, but there's another tour guide here. His name's Steve.
Stop, Jason.
He has the basket and the note from his father was delivered to his brother.
Stop.
Yes. What else do I have? Note basket. Is anyone here afraid of the dark?
No.
Is anyone here afraid of the dark? No? Sounds good to me. So we're going to move around the corner here. Hey, tall guy, watch your head right here. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, what, Jack? Damn. For the 1 minute.
Right about here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go and turn the lights off. Nobody afraid of the dark.
Ooh, I get it.
Here comes Kruger.
Yo, I'm ready, son. Oh, snap.
Don't go that you can turn the lights.
Sorry, dude.
You got to get the real feeling.
Exactly.
Almost just started. Yeah.
There it is. Right. Wow.
Now you get to see what it was like.
So, all day long, on the front of a canvas hat, this is all they have. All day. Wow. You can't even see the end of this tunnel.
So what is he doing right now?
This is it, all day. Now, mind you, there was dust from blasting, so visibility wasn't as high as it is for us right now, which it really isn't that high. You're up in that chute, working around flammable coal all day long. This is it. Now, if you were to get one of those minor drips of water or a breeze from blasting, oops. Uh-oh. You would hope and pray someone in your chute was wearing a lantern, or you'd have to wait for the foreman. Now, let me go turn these lights back on.
Yeah, that's what he was using. Yeah.
Wow, there's a black fan.
Legs are working.
Yeah!